Good morning, everybody. So we are almost done with prep week, and I just want to go through kind of a checklist of everything we've talked about so far and make sure that you are on point. First of all, before pictures, measurements, you gotta get them done before we start. Remember, that's a non-negotiable. I've only seen two sets so far. So remember, you don't have to post them in the group, okay, so don't freak out. And you don't even have to send them to Heather or myself, but you gotta do them and you gotta let us know that you've done them, okay? Just clearing out everything in your kitchen that you know is going to completely derail you. Getting rid of all the processed junk, those things that you know, like you're like a moth to a flame. Get rid of them. Maybe eat it all this weekend. I'm not even kidding. Like if I've got a box of Girl Scout cookies, I literally will just eat them and get it over with and deal with it. I'm not saying that's the right way. I'm just saying that's what I do. So do what you have to do, but get all that junk out of your house because it's just gonna get you off track, okay? Shakeology. We've talked about Shakeology. Those of you that are drinking it, make sure you drink it every day. You shouldn't have a huge stash of Shakeology. You should have just enough to get you through the month and maybe a few more days after that. A lot of times our bags are supposed to have just a month serving, but I've gotten like 37 servings out of my bag at a time. But you should be getting close to the bottom because you're drinking it every single day. It's safe for your whole family. Everybody can drink it. So that's a non-negotiable. I'm hoping that you guys have had time to get your programs in. So if you have, please take time to thoroughly look through. You need to understand your workout calendar, know where we're headed next week, understand the meal plan, and ask questions. So Heather talked to you yesterday about the way that she eats, high fat, low carb, and how she applies a 21-day fix to her life. I'm going to talk to you today about how I apply the 21-day fix to my life. So she and I think I told you guys early on or when we talked privately that we were bringing two very different perspectives. Because the thing is this, you guys, this is not a one-size-fits-all gig. What works for Danielle probably won't work for me. What works for Joey might not work for Heather. So we are all very, very unique, which is so cool. So you have to be very flexible in your method. So I don't want you to go, okay, I'm going to really grab on to that high-fat, low-carb thing, and then you're like, okay, that's not working for me. Or I'm really going to grab on to what Christy says, and that's not working for me. You've got to be flexible in your methods, okay? So the rules in general are pretty much the same, but we are all different, okay? So I'm going to talk to you about what I do. I follow the 21-day fix pretty much to a T, okay? So I'm just going to kind of show you, for those of you who are not familiar with the fix, kind of what it looks like. And many of you in this group will be doing the fix. Many of you are doing 22-minute hardcore. That meal plan is in line with the fix. If you need containers, you can order them. They're like $15, okay? So you can get with me privately about that. So this is my protein container. Red is protein. I get 4 of these a day, according to my specifics and the fix. Now, what I will tell you is, I do a lot of lifting. So I have learned that I need an extra protein, okay? Now, that was over time. I didn't know it right away. So I add in a red. No big deal, right? Here's my purple. This is my fruit. I get 2 of these a day. This is typically a half a banana in my Shakeology, or a whole banana in my Shakeology. Half a banana is 1 purple, okay? But you'll learn all that later when you get your materials. And if I just have half a banana, I will do mixed berries. Okay, I try to steer clear of, things like pineapple and watermelon. They're delicious. And if I'm craving candy, I'll eat that. But as a whole, I stick to the banana and just berries, blackberries, blueberries, raspberries, strawberries. So that'll go in my purple. Super important container. Like these 2 right here, this is where it's at. Your protein and your veggies. I get 4 of these a day. If I'm starving, I'll add another because I promise you no one ever got obese off of eating good vegetables. I'm talking tomatoes, greens, things like that, okay? And this is another really important container. This is your fat. I know it seems like it's not very much. According to my bracket in the fix, I get 1 of these per day. This can be a half an avocado. This can be your hummus, which is oftentimes what I will fill it with. But I'll tell you this, something I learned about myself, I need more healthy fat. Half the time, I'll add an extra blue. Okay, no big deal. And, okay, your orange container. These are your dressings, and I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but you guys, it really is. I promise, you'll be surprised. Your seeds, like sunflower seeds is a fantastic snack. I'll use that for that. And then the controversial container, the yellow. This is for your carbs. I get 2 of these per day. Now, what's cool about the Fix is it's super, it's flexible. Like if you know you're gonna have some wine, you'll cut these out, and the booklet is very specific. So sometimes that's what I'll do. I will 86, which means if you've ever been a server, you know that term. I will get rid of my yellow, and I will have a glass of wine at night. So it's pretty cool. I mean, because we're looking for balance here. We're not looking to cut out everything that we enjoy, right? But I will tell you, that's not always, that's sometimes. This program is meant to be followed as written. I personally do not cut out my carbs entirely. I've tried it. It doesn't work really well for me. It works really well for Heather. When I say cut out carbs, I'm talking about like your grains and such. I'm not talking about the carbs that come with your vegetables and your fruits. I personally need those yellows most days. So I try to stick to the Fix as it is written. I try to get in exactly the amount of food in the containers, because that's when it works best, when you follow it the way that it's written. At least for me, you guys, for me, that's how it works best. So at first I was like, I cannot eat this much food. This is so much food, but that's so cool because you're never hungry. You're trying to fit in all your containers. That's been my biggest struggle, getting all the food in that I'm supposed to eat. But when I do, when I fuel my body properly, that's when fat melts off. Because here's the deal. If you are not eating enough food, your body slows your metabolism down. And then it begins to store everything you eat, even the good stuff, as fat, because your body doesn't trust you anymore. It doesn't believe that you're going to feed it enough and as often as you need to. So your body is going to do what it needs to do to protect you, which is incredible, I think. So again, those are the general rules. I will tell you that I do not eat processed sugar. Now, if I want a donut, I eat a donut, whatever, big deal, But as a whole, I do not eat processed sugar. I do not eat things out of a box. I try to keep things as fresh as possible. Chips, that sort of thing, that unhealthy fat. I don't ever, eat that sort of thing. Okay, occasionally, but you know what I mean? As a general rule, most of the time. And I'll tell you, when I do, I regret it, because my body is used to good nutrition, so it doesn't appreciate those things, and I pay for it for probably 2 days. So it's not worth it. So you will get there. You'll get to that place where you're like, ooh, the idea of a soda, you guys, makes me want to hurl. It's too sweet. It makes my teeth feel funny. It didn't used to. I used to love it. You will get there. So anyway, that's kind of how I eat every day. And then you know how Heather eats every day, and we're kind of a pretty solid balance of the two. So we're going to figure out what works for you. And again, 30 days, you're going to put your swimsuit on and be like, I'm hot, right? Okay, so have a great day, and please comment below with questions. We need to know what questions you have about this entire process, because it is almost go time. Have a great weekend.